Have you ever stopped to think about the weight a son carries when he needs to defend his own father? I'm not talking about some ordinary argument about protecting someone from harsh words or some random injustice. I'm talking about that moment when you look at the strongest being you've ever known, the one who's always been your hero, your shield against the world, and you realize that now he's the one who needs you. Gohan felt this firsthand, and what happened next forever changed the way we see strength in the Dragon Ball universe. Let me take you back to that day. The sky was heavy, the earth cracked, and Cell, that perfect creature, smiled with the certainty of someone who had already won. Goku, the warrior who never lost hope, who always found a way to surpass any limit, was on the ground, defeated, humiliated before his own son's eyes. And you know what Cell did? He wasn't satisfied with just winning. He needed to destroy. He needed to prove that this family of Saiyans was nothing compared to his perfection. So he started hurting Goku in a way that went beyond physical. Every blow was a message. Every pun said, "Your father is nothing. Your hero is pathetic." Now, imagine being Gohan in that moment. A teenager, a kid who spent his whole life hearing he had absurd potential, but who never wanted to fight, who preferred studying, living in peace, being just a normal boy. A kid who loved his father more than any hidden power inside him. And suddenly, this same kid watches the strongest man in the universe being treated like a rag doll. Can you feel that pain? That helplessness burning inside? The other Z fighters were appearing. Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks. They all knew they didn't stand a chance. The power difference was absurd. Cell had absorbed the androids, reached his perfect form, and now played with them like a cat with wounded mice. But there was something Cell didn't calculate, something his perfect programming couldn't process. A son's love for his father doesn't follow logic. It doesn't respect power levels. It doesn't bow before probabilities. When Gohan screamed those words, "Leave my daddy alone," it wasn't just a battle cry. It was the sound of a soul breaking and rebuilding itself at the same time. It was childhood dying and something far more powerful rising from the ashes. And then it happened. That energy, that golden aura that became more intense, more wild. The hair that stood up differently, sharper, more dangerous. The adds lost all the gentleness Gohan always carried. Super Saiyan 2. For the first time in history, someone broke that barrier. And it wasn't through obsessive training like Vegeta kept trying. It wasn't through epic battles like Goku always sought. It was through pain, through rage, through love transformed into pure fury. Cell felt the change before he even saw it. The arrogance on his face wavered for a second. Just 1 second. But it was enough for us to understand that he knew, deep down, he knew he had awakened something he shouldn't have. What came next wasn't a fight. It was an execution. Gohan didn't fight like his father. Goku always had that joy, that pleasure in finding strong opponents. He respected his enemies, gave them chances, wanted the battle to last so he could enjoy every moment. Gohan was different. Every blow he threw carried years of trauma. Every punch held the weight of watching his friends die, of being kidnapped as a child, of being forced to fight when he just wanted to live in peace. And now, the image of his father being humiliated, Cell tried to fight back. He launched attacks that would have destroyed planets, but Gohan dodged them like they were in slow motion. The difference was so absurd it seemed unfair, and it was because sometimes life is unfair. Sometimes the villain who thinks himself invincible finds something that can't be measured in power levels or fighting techniques. Sometimes he finds a boy protecting his father. There's a scene that stays with me to this day. Cell, desperate, decides to explode along with Earth. If he can't win, nobody survives. It's the last resort of a being who can't accept defeat. And what does Goku do? He smiles at his son. That smile only Goku can give, full of pride and love, and he sacrifices himself, teleports Cell away, saving the planet, but leaving Gohan alone. The boy who fought to save his father ends up losing him anyway. Life is cruel like that sometimes. You do everything right, give everything you have, surpass all your limits, and still the person you love goes away. Not because you failed, but because some goodbyes are inevitable. But Cell comes back, regenerates from a single cell, stronger than before, and now, without Goku, without hope, without injured arm, Gohan must face the monster alone. This is where the story becomes immortal. Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, they all try to help. They launch attacks that don't even tickle Cell, but they buy time for Gohan to focus. Vegeta, the proud prince who never admits needing anyone, attacks Cell from behind. Not for strategy, for revenge. For Trunks, the Sun Cell killed minutes earlier, and then Gohan hears his father's voice. From somewhere beyond death, Goku speaks to him. Not to give complicated instructions or reveal secret technique, just to say he believed in him, that he always believed. Gohan's final Kamehameha isn't just an attack, it's a conversation between father and son. It's Goku lending strength from beyond. It's Gohan finally accepting who he is, not the scholar he wanted to be, not the warrior they forced him to become, but something in between. Someone who fights because he loves, not because he enjoys fighting. Cell is disintegrated. Every cell, every atom, every fragment of that perfect creature is consumed by the golden light of a teenager who just wanted to protect his father. The battle ends. The world is saved. But Gohan doesn't celebrate. He cries. Because victories like this don't come without scars. Because growing up hurts. Because sometimes we need to become someone we never wanted to be to protect the ones we love. Dragon Ball Z has many fights, many transformations, many epic moments, but none of them capture so perfectly what it means to be forced to grow up, what it means to carry a weight too heavy for a body too young. Gohan that day didn't just become the strongest warrior in the universe. He became a symbol of every son who ever had to be strong when his father couldn't be anymore. And you, listening to me right now, maybe you've already lived your own Cell moment. Maybe you've already had to find the strength you didn't know you had. Maybe you're still waiting for that moment to come. The question that remains is this. When life pushes you against the wall, when someone you love needs you, will you be able to hear the voice of your own Goku telling you not to give up? Or is that voice already speaking to you now, and you just need to stop fighting against it to finally listen?